There was a beautiful place in the world of fairies called Flora. This is the apple orchard. It was filled with flowers and blue lakes. There was an odor in the air. The water was as sweet as honey. And everything was full of ease and comfort. The people there were always smiling. For their land is not only for beauty, but for taste. They were known for their love and aroma. A wonderful Flora. There was a good and beautiful place in the house, whose name was Ira. In the food. Especially skilled at making tasty and magical burgers, the burgers he made were so famous. And they only tasted them. They all called him a burger. Every day. They watered their flowers and watered the birds. With the help of his wand, he not only burgers but cakes. They also made sweets and aromatic soups. But the real power was hidden in a golden drop, which was called the heart. Then, in a glass of water, it was in the basement of the palace. The taste of the flower. Life and happiness were established. On the night when the moon turned dark and the wind came down. An old enemy has returned. He was a witch. Black hair is full of red eyes and the smell of mucus. The name of the household was the name of the household, and the name of the household was the name of the household. And then he became a magician. Then the witch came back. He wanted the heart to taste the flower. Make it colorless and smelly. One day he entered the palace. Then the heart turned to darkness. When he woke up the next morning, he saw that the flower had changed. The flowers were withered. The water was salty. There was a stench in the air. And the people were silent and sad. The taste of the heart was empty. Then he saw her, but he didn't give up. He packed his belongings and decided to bring back the taste of the heart. He started his journey. He came to the side of the river, which was the water of the river. It sounded like thunder. And then the hot smoke made the atmosphere gloomy. The water was so thick and dry that it seemed impossible to cross. Ricky for a moment. He prayed and suddenly a light came down from above. He was a beautiful prince, which the sky was shining on. He smiled and said, I am the prince of the kingdom of light. The darkness has come to us. I have come to help you. By saying, he slowly rolled his golden rod over the river. And in a moment there was a bridge of light. And he felt as if he were scared. And the fatigue is over. Then the two went on to the next round. Then he said, I fear the truth and the truth. Both of them passed through the fields. And they went over the mountains. And they came to the forests. Then, when he was injured on the road, the serpent took him. He said, Your friendship has given me courage. Finally they came to the honeymoon, where the queen of honey gave them some pearls, those who make their path easy. They started their journey again. And they came to a terrible place. When they came to the door of the castle, the priest stopped. He said, Era, I want to tell you something before I go in. He looked at her and said, I trust you, sir. Then he turned his eyes and said, We will fight none other than my sister. When it is dark. The magic of the magic. We have nothing to do with that day. I was silent for a moment. Except in his eyes, it grew. He took his hand and said, I am with you. They both entered. The sheep were terrible. The walls were dark. Standing in front of the witch inside. The taste was dark. And he laughed, saying, It's gone forever. He said, I am your brother. Then the witch screamed for a moment. I just hate it. The fight between the two began. The darkness of the witch burns. Then he made the light of the wall, but he was wounded. He immediately turned and said, I will not let anything happen to you. Witch laughter, if the heart is to be saved, then someone will be sacrificed. Only sweet tears can clean it. Then he stepped forward. Tears came from his eyes, and they were as bright as honey. Then he turned his face to the ground, and then he became lighter and lighter. The witch's eyes changed, he said.